All right, so this is kind of our first look and the first demo of this software that comes with the SC4 Pro. It is a brand new app. You're going to notice that the range looks a lot like, I think what I would say is like the original SkyTrack range. You know, you've got your little yardage mini map shot track tracer in a sense on the right hand side. We've got a big carry total and side total number over here on the left hand side. And then we've got all of our kind of metrics that we want to see or we've selected a display down here at the bottom. All right, so I'm going to try to hit a few different clubs, a few different shot types and stuff like that for this demo, just to kind of show you around it a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll first go down here, we'll select lob wedge. We are going to turn target on. Now that's one thing I've noticed, like you kind of seem to be restricted based on the club that you select in the range that you can choose your target or set your target out there. So what we'll do is we'll try to start off something here with like kind of a shorter chip. All right, so we're going to hit a couple shots at a 30-yard target. We do have the device and everything set up for the minimum recommended specs for indoor here. So we've got the tee on the ground that's laser measured to the impact screen at 8 feet. So we're going to have 8 feet of ball flight in all of the shots in the demo today. And then we've got the device sitting exactly 5 feet behind where that ball location is. And so it's laser measured device to screen at 13 feet. All right, another thing I like to do is kind of start off with like maybe shorter shots like this so that I can kind of gauge and feel like if I'm hitting it a little bit left or a little bit right, and that kind of helps me check maybe the launch direction because it is a little bit more difficult in my opinion to set up a device like this because it doesn't have an alignment camera like the MLM2 Pro. um, you don't really have a stand that you can put a laser in, or at least I haven't seen one just quite yet. You can put like a little cube laser device like you kind of use in some of the stands for the MLM2 Pro and stuff, or the Garmin R10. Originally, you can put that kind of in front of the device to help you kind of line it up. So I'm just going to kind of like hit a couple of shots here, maybe try to hit one left, hit one right of the center line, just so that we can make sure and kind of verify our launch direction a little bit. All right, so first one here, we're going to try to hit it just a little bit to the left of the line. So not bad. Took off left. We stayed left. We hit it almost 30 yards with 27.8 carry. The side total up there looks like it's just 1 yard to the left of the center line, and you also get a indication of your apex of your ball flight there at 7 feet. All right, so now we're going to try to just hit one out to the right a little bit. Hit that one just a little bit harder, a little bit further, but we did start that one right. So we got a launch direction down there right at 1 degree. We got 14 feet of apex height on that shot, and we did hit it a little bit longer, but we were only 0.7 yards to the right of the center line on that. All right, since I've kind of verified launch direction, I feel like I'm gonna try to see if I can't hit one straight between those two. Hit it a little bit hard, but we actually read a launch direction of 0.0 degrees. So we actually were able to hit one straight. So I feel pretty confident we've got our launch direction or our device set up, at least in line with what I feel like is straight in my sim. All right, since we've done that, now we're going to get actually out and probably go to the full extent range it'll let me go here with the lob wedge. So we'll try to hit a couple 80-yard shots real quick. Here's shot one. Feels like a push draw. See? Actually had it starting left and actually shows it with a little bit right spin axis, like it was kind of a little bit of a pull fade. I'm not sure that I actually felt that though in the shot, but the result turned out to be pretty good. You know, we had 78.3 yards of carry. We launched just a little bit to the left, but it came back, faded back to the target. We ended up 0.7 yards just left of the center line. So the result of the shot was actually, I think, pretty good, even if it's not really what I felt. All right, I'll try to hit a little bit. I'll make sure that we hit a draw on this one. Definitely going to start right. And it's hard at this distance with this kind of club, this loft, I would say, to really shape the shot left and right a lot. I do feel like I probably still got inside that one a little bit and got around it. So I feel like it should have still kind of went left. All right, so real quick, we're going to move along. We're going to go out a little bit further. We're going to actually go and hit a couple 7-irons and see if we can kind of shot shape those, maybe hit a draw and hit a fade. So we'll select 7-iron here, go to the end of the range. Yeah, and this is kind of what I was talking about. I don't understand why there's a limitation as to where I can set the target for the club because everybody kind of hits their clubs a little bit differently. But I typically carry my 7-iron like 175 to 185. So it looks like I'm going to have to select a couple clubs up just so that I can select a target that I'm more comfortable with this club. So we'll select 5-iron, max out the target distance at 180, and we'll hit a couple 7-irons. All right, on this first one here, we'll try to hit a draw. Should start a little right and come back to the left. I feel like it's launching correctly. And maybe that's just the minimum distance we're at for ball flight here, but I just feel like it's just not reading the spin axis correctly. I feel like this is kind of what I felt a lot of times with the Garmin R10 originally. Is I felt like I was hitting a push draw, push draw, push draw, but I would always see either straight path, push to the right, or just a slight fade, a push to the right with a slight fade on it. All right, so since we're here, let's jump out and let's actually take a look at some of the other tiles that you can do here. So if we minimize the top right corner here of the driving range view, you can see we got the 4-tile window, and we can kind of select from the different views and the data that we want to see. So right now on the far left, you can see all of the shots that you've hit so far. You can basically kind of select down through them if you want to see all of the different data points you've got displayed over here. And then if we wanted to, we could change these out. We could have it show dashboard, smash factor. Let's look at the spin view, the side club. I mean, you can basically, any of those 8 different views that you want, you can kind of mix and match here and put them however you like. And then from this screen, you can easily full screen any of these. And if you're looking at the dashboard, this is where it's going to kind of give you all of the metric tiles so that you can, if you just want to look at data, like this is probably the view that you're going to want to look at. All right, so let's minimize that. We'll leave that there. And then we're going to basically hit a shot with this view pulled up. Let's change smash factor real quick though. We'll do this view. We'll hit this shot with side club and top club and dashboard view. And I feel like something like this, especially the data view, like if you got your device and you're out at the range, maybe you want to see this as opposed to seeing the actual driving range of the flight path. Just because the numbers might be more important to you because you're going to be able to see the ball flight at the range. So, all right, the draw that I tried to hit didn't work, but what we'll try to do on this one is we'll try to hit a cut. We'll try to hit a fade. Definitely going to start it left. Hopefully it fades back for us. Reading the exact opposite. Yeah. Okay, so this shows basically to be a pull draw. We've got left side spin, as we can see down there in the bottom right-hand corner of over 1,000. It had a backspin of 5278 and a launch angle of 17 on this shot. However, I know it felt correct in, again, the launch direction because I know I started at left. I just feel like I came across that and I wasn't closed off, so I do feel like that should have had right spin on it, and we should have seen some sort of fade. All right, so we're going to go back out here. Let's go ahead and full screen the driving screen view. We'll go ahead and minimize the practice, the shot list on the left-hand side. We're going to go and hit a couple drivers real quick. We're going to try to do the same thing. We'll try to hit a fade. We'll try to hit a draw. I have noticed, like on utility woods and in general, like once you select one of those clubs, it takes the target mode away from you. So you can only hit those longer clubs, it seems like, in practice mode. Unfortunately, again, I think there's a limitation as to how far it will allow you to set a target distance in this range. All right, so we'll start off here. We'll try to hit a draw with this first one, little push draw. Definitely starting right and should come back left. It's trying. It's really just kind of showing more straight ball flight though for spin axis. All right, so we started that one 3 degrees to the right. Launch angle was 11.5. Spin axis was basically straight, barely just to the right, 0.1 degrees there. Spin was decent at 26.23. Ball speed was decent at 160. And then we had a pretty decent carry of 277. So I think the numbers there on the left-hand side, probably pretty accurate, is what I'd expect with the ball speed and the spin number. Just don't feel like I'm getting the shot shape though. All right, so we tried to draw the first time. Let's see if we can hit a cut or a fade. Definitely should start left and should be a cut or a fade. I mean, it's giving me a little bit. It's almost kind of reacting like just a little cut fairway finder. So we did start left, 1.8 degrees, and then total spin was really close to the first drive as well, 2,600 RPMs. Ball speed was a little bit less than the first shot we had, and then the carry number was down just a little bit, which is to be expected with the ball speed being down. All right, so now that we've hit all the shots, let's pop out here to the dashboard and take a look at the actual statistics. So we're going to go to the home screen, loads us there, then we're going to hit statistics. And like I said, we had two different modes that we had in this session because we couldn't do target mode with the longer clubs with the wood. So we're going to basically take a look at practice first. So that's going to have like the true driver swings. Basically, we've got our average carry distance over here on the right. You can kind of select from whatever you want to see as far as total. If you want to see your club speed, the ball speed average, launch angle. I mean, you can basically choose through all of these metrics here. If we click on the more icon, you can see kind of a overlay on the left hand side of the range and kind of your dispersion of where those balls went. It does look like you can, basically hit up and you can export these statistics or this data if you want to. However, if you do click edit, it does give you the ability to select each individual shot, but it doesn't give you the ability to actually change. So if you wanted to change anything or change the club that you maybe had it selected incorrectly, you can't do that here. We can, from this view, scroll to the left to see all of the metrics that are recorded here with the device. All right, let's go back here. And then at the top left-hand corner, we'll go from practice to target. This is where we kind of had, that short target of 30 yards we started with, and then we went to 80 and then 180. So it's going to kind of show us our average two target number over here on the top right-hand side. But if we wanted to see our average carry at each one of those target distances, we could look at that. We could also see, kind of how far on average we were offline at the different target distances. And then if we wanted to basically click more, right now, it's got us selected with the lob wedge at 30 yards, and it kind of indicates that in the top part of the screen here. So if we click where it says the yardage distance, we can then select a different target yardage that we use. So we'll go to 80 next. Kind of see that we had one shot really, really close there. Both of them were at, I would say, really, really good distance. And then you can kind of see, from that target zone where the carry lands down at the bottom, you get a distance to target ratio. So that's some number metric you could try to work to improve there, get a little bit closer. We'll look at the 180. So we hit the 2.5 irons. Had one that ended up really close, and we had that one kind of way off there to the left. All right, so we'll go back to the home screen there, and that's basically going to do it for the day's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this demo. You got something out of it. We are going to do several more videos with this launch monitor. I'm going to actually probably do a few with the accuracy. We're going to be testing it out against my Foresight GC2 device, and we're going to probably be setting it up for different ball flight distances just to see if we get a more accurate number, the more ball flight that we actually give the ball here in the indoor setup. So if you like this content, you like this video, make sure to give the video a like, help me out with the YouTube algorithm there. And then if you want to make sure you don't miss any of the other content we got coming up on the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. And if you are, I appreciate you guys' support. Been kind of slow on videos here lately, but we're going to kind of pick up the content pace now that I am back home. Several launch monitors coming up on the channel. All right, I want to thank you guys again for watching the video today. I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. Hope y'all have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.